Hi, this is Dave, Fellow Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. We've got lots of features to find in this week's task. So we're in the Peak District. I'm stood on a high point looking down. Can you identify where I was, and can you identify all of those features that I've circled? The map that we're using is the Ordnance Survey 1 to 25,000. So let's have a look at that photograph. So to have a look at the main features, what I'll do is just look at the photograph without the red circles on to start with, so we're not getting distracted. Okay, what can we see? Well, as I said, I'm on high ground looking down a very steep slope that then flattens out, and it looks like there's probably a stream at the bottom of the slope running right to left, beyond which the ground starts to rise. We've got a stream that's draining down from the centre of the photograph on this high ground here, or from below this high ground straight down towards us, and it comes in and then comes down here and probably meets at this first stream round about here somewhere, and then there's also another stream coming from further right on the photo, coming down from here, gets to a point here where it looks like it meets another drainage line coming down from there, continues down towards us, another drainage line coming down here, then in and joins those streams there. Over here we've got a building, and we've got a very distinctive shape of boundaries around that building. So these field systems with walls in them, they're very distinctive. Looks like there's a track that comes in to this building and then extends out up parallel to the stream, crosses over this stream, and then goes up and disappears from view at this point here, just before this drainage line here. From this building, the track goes off there, and then we've got the line of trees extending up through these fields, finishing here. And then if we look on the centre of the photo, on the horizon, we've got high flat ground, a distinctive shape here with a drop off on the right hand side, and then looks like there's a ridge coming down, dropping off here. Looks like quite broken ground here before it comes to these field systems, maybe another drainage line coming down there. Over here, middle distance, looks like we've got an isolated clump of trees. Can't see whether that's on a path or a boundary line, but there's something there. So lots going on, lots to look at. Can we see any of that on the map? Okay, so if we're on high ground looking steeply downhill and then across up to high ground in the distance on the other side with streams draining towards us, then we've got to be somewhere over here to the west, looking over to the high ground in the east, because we've got this high point here, 603, or this is high ground here, and we can see these drainage lines coming down here towards us. So it's possible that we were on this Mount Famine here, looking down across Dimpus Clough, across Southhead Farm, and up to this area here. So let's do a little bit of a side-by-side look now. Okay, so looking down from our high point across this stream is looking down from Mount Famine summit down here, and that stream there is Dimpus Clough going across there. Building, if we can see, it is just inside this first field, just before this track comes across. So it's actually that little point there. So there's the field corner, and there's the farm building there with the track coming out through it and out and beyond and up to that point there. So that track is that coming out here, up, crossing the stream, up to that point there. So that is that. So that tells us that this point here is the point where the track crosses the first stream that's coming down from the center of the photograph. So if we go up here, we get to a point there, look, the stream coming down there. So that there is there. What about this little circle of trees here, which is down across Dimpus Clough and across the other side? That's not too difficult. Look, that is that. There's that circle of trees, actually on a bit of a drainage line. So that there is that there. Look directly beyond that drainage line coming down here, directly in line with those trees. Well, that means that we're looking over at that. So that feature there, draining down, is this feature here. Okay, what about this? Let's just move this photo a little bit. So if we count the fields, we've got the bottom corner, and then we've got the farm, and then 1, 2, and it's above that second field boundary. So there's the first corner, there's the farm, 1, 2, so it's beyond that field boundary. So it's actually that area there. There's no trees marked on the map, but there are trees on the landscape. There's also trees coming down through here and here. We get to that line there, so that's looking down there to there, and there's the track coming in. Okay, so far so good. Let's go up this stream then, up, and can we identify this point here? So it looks like there's some kind of track, possibly path here. So we've already identified that. So if we go up this stream, up through, out into the access land, just move that along, we can see we've got this big bridleway coming down here. So this here going up there is Oaken Clough, and that's where it hits the bridleway at the top. So that is that point there. Okay, the next feature to look for then is this high point here with an obvious dip, steep ground on the right hand side as we look, and it's up above this bridleway that we've just identified. So there's the bridleway, go up to the right, and we see this feature here. See how the contour lines on the right hand side of it are very close together, and it's got quite a flat, well, it's actually got a flat summit. So that is Swine's Back. So that feature there is that. Coming left along the horizon, we can just see a little bit sticking out, little rocky prominence. That's the high ground of Edale Rocks there. And then we come along the horizon and we see a spur coming down here, Kinderlow End. So that is that feature here. Broken rocky ground underneath it is this area here. Okay, and one more feature to identify, which is this here. Looks like it's a stream junction. Well, we've already identified this track and this drainage line and this circle of trees. So track, drainage line, circle of trees, and there's obviously a bigger stream hidden beyond this ground here with what this drains into. So that's going to be this. So if we were to go upstream, stream then bends round to the left, and we've got a junction here. This one is draining from just to the northwest of Swine's Back. So there's Swine's Back. You can see this one draining down from there, and the other stream is draining from this ground here to the south of Swine's Back. So there you can see that one coming around to this side of Swine's Back. and it's where the two meet. So we're looking at this point here. So let me put all of those on the map. So there are all the answers, and I was stood there on Mount Famine looking northeastwards. So I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching. Look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.